Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. I hope that you guys are all enjoying the content lately. If you guys do enjoy daily uploads, and if you guys have been enjoying them, definitely leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe and turn notifications on, as I am uploading a ton of content for you guys. But yeah, let's jump into this video. So we got a ton of news regarding the SEC case. Currently, we are looking at a tweet from Gold Telegraph, right? And the reason why this tweet is important is because we see financial chiefs from the group of 7 major economies will discuss rules for digital currencies issued by central banks, hoping to bring China's digital yuan into an international regulatory framework. We are seeing what I've been talking about for so long happening in front of our faces. We are seeing the entire world pretty much bring in and adopt these CBDCs as they know it. CBDCs are going to be the new currency. Yes, we will still have the dollar, right? We will still always have cash. Most of these places, like for example, overseas, they will have the euro, etc., right? But these CBDCs will be the most utilized currency so far, right? It's going to be the new wave. Digital currency is the future of finance. We've already talked about it. DeFi is going to change the game. But what happens when they need to be utilized efficiently, right? XRP comes into play. HBAR comes into play. We see a lot of these financial coins coming into play, right? Like XDC. We even look at DAG. Alliance Block is doing incredible things as well. There's a ton of assets out there that are going to be utilized in one or more ways for this new financial system. But XRP and HBAR are very interesting. I've talked about HBAR a lot. If you guys don't know how HBAR is going to be utilized, you can definitely check my older videos. But XRP is interesting because it will be the bridge asset for these. And being the bridge asset allows more and more money to move over it, which means more and more value is unlocked. Let's jump into the case because that's where the juiciness happens, right? So this is from 13 hours ago. So I am a little bit behind, I will admit, but the reason why I want to bring up this overall case is because there's a lot of discussions happening, right? We're seeing a lot of questions be raised, and it is very interesting overall because we are seeing, if we read James's tweet, Ripple files motion to compel. SEC refuses to turn over internal Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP documents Judge Nepern twice told them to turn over. And the big key portion there is she told them twice. If you guys were in any of the calls, I was in 3 call-ins, I believe, or 2, I believe. Nepern seems like she's very, pretty much finished with this case. She is very impatient in terms of the SEC. I think, in my opinion, now I can't speak for her, but in my opinion, she seems very frustrated on the SEC side. And I could see it, right? They're asking for 60 days of, an extension after having 2.5 years to build this case. Their argument and their defense just seems weak overall. And even Johnny Deaton pretty much quotes it exactly how I would say it. It's difficult to maintain credibility when you ask the court for more time to conduct discovery while at the same time refusing to turn over relevant documents. And that's 100% the truth, right? How could you ask for, hey, we need a little bit more time, but we're not going to hand over those documents that you want us to. Like, it makes no sense. That's like asking somebody, hey, there's something wrong with my car, and they ask you to test drive it to see what's wrong with your car, and you're like, well, no, I don't want you to. Like, I'm not going to hand over the keys. It makes no sense for them to, deny turning over these documents when asking for an extension. It's just idiotic, in my opinion, and like, John says, it lacks credibility. And it really does. And Jeremy Hogan is pretty much in the same situation, but except he's asking a crucial question here, and that is, what does the SEC not want Ripple to see? And it is true. Like, at what point, what are they hiding? I can make assumptions in my head. I mean, I can make, I could be like, hey, maybe they have down in written proof that XRP is a currency. because that would pretty much endgame this entire case. And maybe that is the case. Maybe that's why they're not handing over these documents. Maybe in the document they already have discussions of XRP being a currency, because at multiple times in history, even Gensler said that XRP is a currency. So I could pretty much think to myself that at some point in time the SEC considered XRP a currency, and now they're going back on their word. So something is very, suspicious in terms of why they don't want to release these documents, and pretty much it's making a mockery out of the case by them asking for an extension when at the end of the day they're not handing over these documents that they were asked for twice now. But also we got another quote. Now this is regarding another sort of update in the case. This was 16 hours ago. Ripple files notice of intent to submit a letter no later than June 9th, 2021, in opposition to the SEC's request to extend the discovery deadline. And we see Jeremy Hogan quote this and say, "The general rule on extensions to discovery is that you have to show prejudice if the extension is not granted, and the SEC didn't do a good job with that in its motion. Judge, we haven't been able to find what we need yet is not a good prejudice argument. We shall see." And I honestly think that this extension is going to be thrown out. I also think that, at the end of the day, the SEC has such a weak defense. Like I said in my last video on this, their boat has holes in it. They're taking on water, and at some point in time, it's bound to sink. And I think that we're really seeing that unfold in front of our faces overall, because from a personal standpoint, and I'm sure any XRP holder will admit, and if you guys do, definitely comment down in the comments below. This case just looks like it's in favor of Ripple and XRP. I mean, from every single update that I've seen, from the call-ins that I was in, the judge just does not seem to be on the SEC's side. I think that, they have some really weak arguments in terms of why, this case is even in play. And at the end of the day, they're lacking evidence, and that's why they're trying to extend this 60 days, which is 2 months, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about it, because that drags us all the way into the end of August, which at some point in time we got to think about the idea of, are we even going to be out of the scrutiny of the SEC when the real bull run happens? Because we're really getting close to what would be the start of this bull run. So I thought this was very interesting to look over and look at, because at the end of the day, it's just looking like Ripple has this in the bag for a certified W. But what does that mean overall? If we come over here, so this is an article, this was actually just posted recently, and it's saying the lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple is most likely ending in a pre-trial settlement. 96% of all SEC cases are settled before trial, of which 60% before litigation and 90% in discovery. And this is huge, this 90% in discovery, because now we are pretty much rolling into discovery. Now, we also see here, there's some quotes here from Jeremy Hogan. For an example, today we are reporting Mr. Hogan's view of the settlement, which would look like after reviewing the Kick and Telegram cases and from settling hundreds of cases himself. First, he conjectured that the SEC will want the language enjoining Ripple from any future illegal sales, and the civil penalty, disgorgement, should be tricky. XRP has changed hands millions of times. In other words, there's just no way to fairly disgorge profits to investors, because there's no way of fairly knowing who to disgorge to. Then Mr. Hogan pointed to Ripple's likely priorities to maintain its business. A penalty of disgorgement must not bankrupt the firm, and clarity moving forward. Lawsuit is about past and current sales of XRP. And we see here, now this is talking about a settlement. This is what would happen after a settlement, right? We see include Ripple paying a penalty specifically limited to dates pre-lawsuit. Not include disgorgement of profits to purchasers because of the impossibility of figuring out how to disperse the funds. Contain a term that includes limitations on the sales of XRP released from escrow. Satisfy Ripple's concerns, namely maintaining its business in ODL. Give the exchanges the confidence to relist XRP. Possibly limit sales to private sales to companies and clients, which would bottleneck the flow of XRP into the market for years. put XRP in the clear as far as securities violations, Ripple would be the first cryptocurrency to be 100% in the clear, gain clarity, essentially. Now, of course, he did go into depth on his YouTube channel. If you guys do want to go watch that, you guys can. But this is interesting overall because, you know, if this case ends, right? Because we're talking about 90% in discovery. If 90% in discovery, we're basically there. So we could see this case being, finished by the end of summer, hopefully. I mean, I would hope by pretty much July. Now, of course, I'm holding. I'm holding XRP. So any sort of price movement that happens during this case is totally fine with me. But if you guys are not an XRP holder and you guys want to become an XRP holder, I mean, you guys could buy on Uphold if you want. But there also is a lot of people that can't buy XRP right now, especially even in like New York, right? Because New York is pretty much limited. But for me personally, anybody who wants to get into XRP will probably have that chance very soon. And, with this case taking as long as it has been, which is pretty much half a year, pretty much brings the SEC to 3 years in total that they had to find, overall substance for this case. But I'm hoping by sometime in July, this case is done. That way we could really see massive price action. That's why I was saying, anybody who can't buy XRP right now, definitely try to, because, we could see some massive price action very soon. Again, that is if the market stabilizes, but also, if this case gets settled, because we're basically in discovery, I mean, 90% is huge, right? So we could see a settlement happening. Now, again, there are some, negatives to this, some positives as well. But I'm just very excited to finally see this case get thrown out some sort of way. I really just want to see XRP go to the moon. We were basically almost there at $2 before we recorrected a little bit. Now the market's kind of taking over. I think that we go to all-time high very soon. I think by the end of summer. And honestly, this is one of my major holdings for a long term. I will sell 100% by the end of the bull run and take my profit. Now, again, I don't know where we top out at. My target point is about that $10 to $20 range. Now, I do know a lot of people are saying $20 to $30. Yeah, it is possible. We just got to really see overall what happens with this case, because if we do, like I said, get that settlement, we could see massive price influxes due to clarity and stuff like that. We just really got to analyze it from a PA standpoint as well as TA. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys could follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial. And you guys could also join the Discord down in the description below for free. But nonetheless, guys, it's been Nick. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. Peace out.